Have you ever felt like you're living a life chosen by someone else? Parents, teachers, or even society whisper in your ear, this is the safest path. Yet deep inside, you know it's not what you truly want. Some people study day and night. Others push themselves endlessly. And still, when they look back, they sigh, I haven't achieved anything at all. So what is it that really keeps us from reaching true success? Today's story leads us to an important truth. Education is not just about passing exams. It's a deeper journey. A journey to understand yourself, to uncover your real passion, and to become the person you are meant to be. Around you, there are countless success stories told again and again. You might think, if I follow that same path, maybe I'll succeed too. But life is never that simple. Until you discover what you truly love, those stories will remain like distant lights, beautiful to look at, but forever out of reach. So, what lesson does today's story want to share with us? On the edge of a quiet little town lived a young man named Ethan. Life there swung slowly, peacefully. Ethan had always been cheerful and lively, but recently his face carried a shadow of worry. His eyes had grown thoughtful, and he often chose silence over company. That year, Ethan had just finished his high school exams. Yet unlike his classmates rushing to apply for universities, he had no desire to follow that path. In fact, he had lost all interest in studying. It wasn't because his family lacked resources. On the contrary, they owned a 20-acre horse farm, one of the wealthiest families in the region. But Ethan couldn't connect with the lessons at school. The dry subjects never stirred any passion in him. So he made a bold choice: to pause, to give himself time and space to figure out what he truly wanted. One morning, while helping his father with the chores, Ethan finally gathered the courage to speak his mind. His father, Mr. Richard, was a wise, seasoned man. Though already in middle age, he showed no anger, no disappointment. Instead, he offered his but a gentle smile and said, "Ethan, I have a small task for you. I want you to meet 3 people." Mr. Richard wrote down their names and addresses on a piece of paper and handed it to his son. "Tell them you are the son of the man they call the one with the golden leg. Ask them how they found success. Their stories will help you discover the answers for yourself." Ethan was never passionate about school, but he loved hands-on experiences. The idea of this task immediately sparked his interest. Curiosities got the better of him, and he asked, "Dad, why do people call you the man with the golden leg?" Mr. Richard gave a faint smile, his eyes carrying a quiet wisdom. "You will learn that from them. But remember, listen carefully. I believe that after this journey, you will truly understand what you want in life." And so, Ethan's remarkable journey began. Who were these people he was about to meet? And what secrets would they reveal that could forever change the course of his life? With his father's words echoing in his heart, Ethan set off. He knew he was about to encounter people whose stories might hold the key to his own questions. Ethan rode his horse to the first house on the list. It was only about 2 kilometers away, a short distance, yet it felt as if he were crossing into a new world. Standing before him was a strong, weathered old man, Mr. Harris, a former athlete who had once won many medals. When Ethan introduced himself as the son of Richard, the man everyone calls the one with the golden leg, Mr. Harris's face lit up with a warm smile. In his aged eyes, memories of the past seemed to awaken, as if Ethan had opened a long-forgotten door. Ethan sat down, his voice earnest, confessing his wish to know how Mr. Harris had achieved success. The old man nodded gently and began his story. "Back in school, I ranked 38th out of 40 students. I was never a good student. The only thing I loved was sports, especially running. In my first year, I trained hard. In the second year, I learned from my mistakes. By the third year, I began to master the best techniques. I didn't care much for books, so I just kept running. Day after day, for 5 long years I ran. And finally, I won my very first medal. From then on, victory after victory followed. Hearing Mr. Harris's story, Ethan was deeply astonished. A powerful realization lit up in his heart. Success doesn't come from being good at everything. It comes from the persistence to keep improving at one thing, whatever that may be. The second visit brought Ethan to another of his father's old friends, Mr. Parker. As he rode along, the question of his father's nickname, the man with the golden leg, echoed once again in his mind. He still had no answer. Before him now stood a modern, well-kept house. Stepping inside, Ethan was surprised yet again. The owner was none other than Mr. Parker, the man who ran the famous restaurant his family often visited, the place they all loved most. After Ethan politely introduced himself, Mr. Parker greeted him warmly. Without hesitation, Ethan asked, "Sir, could you please share with me the story of your success?" Mr. Parker chuckled heartily, his eyes twinkling with humor. "Back in school, I ranked 39th out of 40 students. I talked too much, but I never really understood anything deeply. The only two things I truly loved were eating and talking. Because of my love for food, I naturally grew to enjoy cooking. I learned to cook simply by making the dishes I wanted to eat. One day, someone tasted my food and said, 'You should sell this.' So I tried. In the first year, I didn't make a single profit, but my passion for cooking kept me going. Over time, I learned better recipes, better ways to serve, and how to make customers want to come back. After 5 years of perseverance, I opened my very first restaurant. And now, as you can see, it has grown into something much bigger." Ethan listened intently, his heart swelling with inspiration. He realized that even without top grades, a person could still rise to success. Mr. Parker smiled kindly, then spoke words that etched themselves into Ethan's memory. "To succeed, you only need one skill. Keep doing what you love. And one day, success will surely find you." Those words stirred Ethan's spirit, filling him with anticipation. Yet one visit still remained, the final name on his list. Who was this last man, and what would he reveal about Ethan's father, the man known as the one with the golden leg? After 2 surprising encounters, Ethan set out for the last destination, the home of Mr. Carter. Curiosity surged in his heart. Could this be the man who once ranked last in the class, the 40th student? As he rode on horseback, Ethan whispered to himself, "Maybe this time I'll finally meet the one who stood at the very bottom." But to Ethan's surprise, Mr. Carter was not the last in the class. He had been the very best. He was the top student, ranked number 1. What astonished Ethan even more was that Mr. Carter's home was far simpler, humbler than the elegant houses he had just visited. Ethan knocked on the door. A kind, gentle-looking man opened it and welcomed him inside. After introducing himself, Ethan asked directly, "What is the secret to your success, sir?" Mr. Carter smiled softly and replied with calm honesty, "Yes, it's true. I was always at the top of the class. My grades were the highest, but I never went deep into any one subject. I knew a little bit about many things, but I never became an expert in anything. And that was my biggest mistake. Don't ever repeat that mistake." His words struck Ethan like a bell echoing in his mind. He sat in silence, absorbing the weight of what he had just heard. Then, as if remembering suddenly, he asked about his father. Mr. Carter's eyes glimmered with nostalgia as he smiled. "Your father, Richard, was the one who ranked 40th, last in our class." He paused, then continued in a low, reflective tone, as though turning the pages of memory. "One day he fell off a horse and broke his leg. The doctors wrapped it with a golden bandage. From that day on, everyone called him the man with the golden leg. But even after that injury, he never abandoned his love for horses. He started with only a small horse farm. And now, as you see, it has grown into something great. Your father is a man of hard work, focus, and unwavering determination." Hearing this, Ethan's heart swelled with emotion. He bowed to thank Mr. Carter, then mounted his horse and rode home. The morning wind rushed past, but inside his heart beat with new resolve. At last, Ethan understood. He loved horses. He loved the work of caring for them and training them, just like his father. He decided he would become a skilled horse trainer, and that he would also study animals and farming to sharpen his abilities for the future. And this is the lesson the story leaves us with. The key to your future is already within you. No one else can build your dream for you. If you don't understand yourself, if you don't follow your true passion, then even if you follow the crowd, you will never become your real self. If you have understood this story today, remember, this is your moment. Find what you love, learn it, practice it, and one day, the world will know you by the work of your own hands. Those who dare to walk their own path are often the ones who create new roads for others. So why not you? Thank you for listening. If you found meaning in this story, please share it with your friends and leave your thoughts in the comments below.